So how do you know if a certain piece of property is right for you? That's what we're going to discuss today on the drive home. Now that question kind of overlaps several other questions. Like, what am I looking for in a piece of property? What makes a piece of property a good piece of property? And of course, what to look for when you're looking for property. Basically, it's a good idea just to put together a checklist. It's bare land, so it doesn't have to be very long, 3, 4, 5 things. And then you just gotta ask yourself, what do you need? What do you want in a piece of land? Do you want running water already there? Do you want a stream or bordering a river or something like that? What about the topography? Do you want all mountains? Do you want a nice flat place to build a house, grow a garden? What kind of dirt? Do you care about growing a garden, or just the ground being full of rocks okay? And you gotta figure out, it's like, you gotta find out if there's no running water on the property, how deep are the wells around in the area? Is it even feasible to drill a well? And if not, is the ground good enough to dig a pit to put a cistern in? Then you have questions like, what are the building codes like? Do you need permits? There's some places out there where you can just go onto a piece of land and live in a camper or build yourself a log cabin and not have to worry about permits or anything like that. There's other places where you would need to get a placement permit, which all that really does is just tell wildland firefighters that there's a building there. And then of course there's places where you just build to code. Our place is one of those places. They are kind of relaxed, but there are codes you have to abide by. You have to get all the permits and all that stuff. And of course, you got to figure out, what kind of weather do you want? Do you want mild climate, mostly wet? You got a big garden, water lot, rainwater collection. You might look towards the west coast. Don't want it to get too cold or too hot. Coastal areas on the west coast are pretty good. Do you like just a lot of dry heat? Do you want to live in the desert? You got Nevada, Texas, New Mexico, stuff like that. Or mountains, Rocky Mountains, lots of snow. Our area is kind of in the middle, like 80s, 90s during the summer. This summer it got up to 104, I think, for a few days. And at the same time, it doesn't really get, I'll say super cold. Got below zero a handful of times this last winter. Then of course, you got stuff like politics. If you want to worry about politics. Do you need to have road access? You need to have a road right up to the property, or will an easement work? You have to put in your own driveway, which is what we're having to do. Do you want it on a public road or a private road? A private road you have to take care of yourself. Public road, the county comes out and takes care of it. Ours is on a private road. How close do you want it from town? Are you going to work in town? Do you want a really long commute? Does it matter to you? Yeah. Another big thing you might want to think about is cell service. Do you need cell service out there? If you're off-grid, there might be a good chance that there's no power lines near you, which means there's probably no regular phone lines. So is cell service an issue? And if it's not good enough, you got to think about, putting in a booster or something like that. Same thing with internet. You're going to have to, if internet's a big issue for you, say you don't have cell service and you don't want to get a satellite phone, you can get internet, satellite internet, and make all your phone calls through that, over the Wi-Fi. Then of course you got to think about, how quickly do you have to build? There was a place in Colorado that I was researching for quite a while, and during my research they actually changed the laws to where you actually have to build a house within 2 years, because people were going out there and living in travel trailers and not keeping up their properties, and I'm guessing that was a way to try to get them to clean up the properties and make a decent place to live, make a decent place for people passing through. So you got to think about if you can stay on your property while you build, how much time you have to build, or what's the time frame that you have to keep within to build your house, or even if you have to build a house, maybe you're going to be in a place where you do want to be in a travel trailer in the woods and just be left alone, which that's definitely pleasing idea. And so there's a few things on a checklist of what to look for when you're looking for a property. If I missed anything, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. See if there's something on your list that I didn't cover. Of course, if you choose to make the list and then end up not following it, that's alright too. I think there's only one thing on our list that the property itself that we have actually, worked. It's like a nice level spot to build a house, have a garden, stuff like that. Which we have 20 acres of. Not everything's perfectly level, but I've got some little rolling hills and stuff like that. But it was like that. Oh yeah, and big enough area for solar. So we're on the edge of farmland, so you can basically have an idea of what we got. But anyways, if you have any questions, go and leave them down in the comments section. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up on all the answers. Hit the notifications icon so you're not going to miss any video. Until next time, keep kicking up dust. Shizzle.